Welcome back. Our next guest is a talented actress you know from her work in The Worst Person in the World, A Different Man, Presumed Innocent, and Oslo, August 31st. She stars in Sentimental Value, which is in theaters now. Let's take a look.
Ni två är ju det bästa som har hänt mig.
Bäst som har skjedd deg? Skulle vært der litt mer, da.
Här i familjen är alla arga på pappa. Ni två blir ju så bra. Något måste jag ha gjort rätt, va?
Hvordan vet du det? Du kjenner oss jo ikke sånn egentlig, da.
Slutt å overdrive, da.
Overdriver?
Ja.
Please welcome back to the show our friend Renata Reinsova, everybody. I'm very happy to have you here. I want to talk about this fantastic film, but I want to ask, you're from Norway. Have you
Yes.
ever been in New York City or even in America for Thanksgiving?
Never.
So you're going to do it? Are you
I'm
gonna
going to do it first time tomorrow.
And what are your plans?
Yeah.
We're very happy to get
well,
your involvement.
I don't know how you guys do it, so
Right.
I'm just going to imitate. I'm doing it with some other people from Europe.
You don't want you don't want anyone local to help out.
Well, yes, please. What do you do?
I like that mostly if you just eat enough that you have to unbutton your pants, it's going great.
Okay.
So wear pants.
But anything else? Do you do anything else?
No, I mean, you try to think about the actual root of the holiday as little as possible. Yeah. Try not to actually dig into the history of it. I think just try, like, what are you thankful? Yeah.
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just like, let's be
yeah.
thankful about today.
Yeah. But so they told me, don't bring anything, just bring yourself. But
Yeah, I think
want
that's
to bring
good.
something.
I mean, a
What do I
bottle of
bring?
red wine. I think a bottle of red wine would be fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't try to cook anything.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm just saying, like, don't for the first time be
Did
like,
you hear about that? Do you know my skills in cooking?
Did I maybe hit a nerve?
No.
Are you a good cook?
I'm okay.
Great.
I can't put things together and improvise. Then it tastes really horrible. But
Okay.
I can if I plan,
Gotcha.
I have to rehearse. a
Yeah.
meal.
I mean, you have just defined okay.
Yeah. I'm very mediocre.
Very mediocre across the board, but I can follow an instruction. That's
Yeah.
What does Norway have any big eating holidays?
Well, we only have Christmas.
Yeah.
Every time I send an email to someone here, it's like it's the holidays.
Yeah.
We can't answer you. We'll get back to you after the holidays.
And you just have the one in Norway?
Well, I talked to someone today, and we also have 17th of May. That's like your 4th of July.
Okay, gotcha.
So we have that, but it's Christmas.
Got it.
That's
So that's
what
your
we
big one.
have.
You have very long winters,
very long,
very dark,
very dark.
and but how do you keep your spirits up?
Well, we do. It's a lot of lights everywhere because it's very, very dark. We
Gotcha.
only have a few hours of daylight, and we go into the sea and we swim, take away the ice and go in
Okay.
and go into the sauna.
Okay, so what is you don't have to break ice and go in the water, so why do you?
Because we get depressed.
Okay, but can you see from where I'm sitting, that's even more depressing. Like,
I can see it, but it works.
okay,
'Cause
what is it? Is it just like light up endorphins or something? Like
Yeah,
what?
yeah,
Okay.
it's all the good hormones comes.
Okay,
up
gotcha.
in the-
Do you
yeah.
think you've maybe been tricked and like? Well, no, I'm just like that. You're living a life in darkness, and so a bad thing seems like a good thing because.
Maybe.
Oh no! Come back to us, Renata. But so with the sauna, I would imagine is that you spend a little bit more time there, like quick
Yeah.
in the water and then
Yeah.
long sauna.
Some people do hardcore, stay in the water for a long time.
Gotcha.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't even use my hands in there.
Okay.
I hold the hands up like this.
Gotcha.
I'm mediocre there too.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. You were not mediocre in this film. I love this film so much. It's just absolutely beautiful, and it's. It's a movie about a family, and it actually is well-timed for this part of year because it's a family with a
Yeah.
complicated history.
Yeah.
Joachim Trier, who I know you've worked with before, he was here, the director and the writer, and he said he always had you in mind for the role. Does that put an extra burden on you when you hear that someone has sort of written it specifically for you?
Yeah, it is scary, but it's also a great gift for an actor because you get so much trust that he believes you can do something. He wanted to challenge me more after Worst Person in the World with more emotional weight, to have a more mature role. But when I opened the script, I was really scared because he's very smart, very wise. So he sees things that I don't see about myself sometimes. And what he writes is so complex. And it was both at the same time, really scary and so fantastic.
There's, it is about a family sort of coming to terms with one another, a family with like a difficult history, but like also a great amount of love for one another.
Yeah.
Your family, did they see it and what was their reaction?
No, so my family has like all worked in like a hardware store when I was young. They fired me from that hardware store.
They fired you from the hardware store?
Well, I was,
You weren't as good of a hardware person as a chef.
No. So they kind of, and I didn't always take it maybe so seriously that I wanted to be an actor, but I brought them to Cannes Film Festival where the movie premiered.
Right.
And I just remember standing outside with my whole family, like it was so quiet. We weren't talking.
After?
After the screening, and then the time after, like up until now, it's like kind of changed a little bit. It's like a warmer atmosphere.
Oh, it's helped the family.
Yeah.
It's been therapeutic.
Yeah, a little bit.
I think it's a good movie that way, but I do want to say, like, here's your family. They were happy.
Yeah.
They were a happy lot. Like,
Oh, they're gonna be so happy to be on TV.
What was there? Was there a moment? Be honest. Was there a moment that you did something where they were like, "We can't keep her on at the hardware store"?
Yeah. Well, I would never show up on time, and I wasn't really interested.
Yeah.
So
I will say, like, when I go to a hardware store, I
Yeah.
certainly don't want someone working there to be like, I don't really care one way or the other.
Right.
Yeah, I want experts who are like drilled down. Yeah.
I would be like, go over there. I don't know.
Have you been kicked out of anything else?
Yes.
What else?
Like a lot of places. But the first thing was Girl Scouts.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was really small.
Okay.
I think 7, 8, and they
You
were
didn't
like.
get kicked out for being too small, did you?
No.
Seems like a bad Girl Scout unit.
Yeah. No, I remember being sat down and like, we don't feel you belong here. But it was because you have to learn things a certain way to survive in nature. And I love nature. I'm a nature person. But I was like building these bird things, the houses with like too many windows and many doors. And I was like, but why can't I have all these doors?
Right.
And they suggested I start theater.
Oh, that's
So,
right. Well, there you go.
So there.
That's really, I will say that is a good Girl Scout troop leader. If you see too many doors on a birdhouse, you're like, I think we might have an actor. Joachim has made so many films in Oslo. I would imagine people who live in Oslo both like love it and also probably are critical of things they think he gets wrong.
Yeah.
But how are you? Are you just like so recognizable in Oslo now from making these films?
Well, yeah, more and more. But people in Oslo are very polite. They
Yeah.
leave you alone. They're kind of like, and we kind of, everyone's on the same level. So, yes, you did something great, but let's keep you down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, right? There's not a celebrity culture. Yes.
No, it isn't.
Yeah.
So it's like easy to take the bus everywhere and like walk around and.
But is it? I think I read that you were at a screening and you heard somebody behind you start talking, or maybe in front of you. And you...
I came off the bus. Sorry, and now I interrupted you. But I came off the bus, and then I heard someone said I was just on the bus with Renate Reinsve. And I turned around immediately because I was so scared they would say something bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were like, I'm here, FYI?
Yeah. I'm right here.
That's really great. I think the important thing is that, I mean, what an amazing day to like, the next place they were at a restaurant, they were like, first I was on a bus with her, then she was right in front of us in the movie theater, and then you're the one table over at the restaurant, you're like, I'm here.
I'm still here.
I love this movie so much. I love seeing you again. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations on the film. Renate Reinsve, everybody. Sentimental Value is in theaters now. Stick around. Be right back with EJ, Audrey Nuna, and Rayami.